So, welcome back to Patreon Request, and this one comes from Hunter Johnson, who asked me to do a sequel to his first story idea, and that was Stephen v. Dipper. And this one is, I guess you could call it part 2. So, let's get started with this story. So, this story, I guess you could, we're gonna set it almost like a year has passed since Dipper defeated Stephen in a fight. And the problem is that Steven's now the thing is that they Steven and Dipper agreed not to get near each other. They just kind of left as we're just going to have a ceasefire between us. But now now Steven knows there's someone who can beat him, and that's a double-edged sword for him, because on one hand, it's scary to know that there is someone as powerful as Steven is. There's someone who now knows how to fight him and beat him and probably come into his house and kill him, no problem. But on the other end, he's been so worried about his, mental health and worried about, going overboard that he's basically maybe it's a good thing that, Mason is out. Dipper's real name is Mason, canonically. So maybe it's good that Mason is out there, and maybe it's for the best that he is he's out there. If I do, I'm pretty powerful. Steve admits, I'm a pretty powerful guy, and if I ever went rogue, at least there's someone out there who could probably take me out. There's at least a person who could take me out theoretically, and I could be saved for myself and not hurt anyone. So Steven kind of has that, but at the same time, he does kind of nightmares about the idea of Mason just coming into his house and just killing him, with a knife forged from the cluster, just stabbing the shit out of him. And Connie is already aware that something's up. And she's trying to get him to open up more about it. He's like, no, I'm fine. It's cool. But on the other end, in Gravity Falls, Dipper's just been kind of I'm trained. He's still training and whatnot. He's going through survivalist training with Stan and Ford. He's also been harvesting the technology from that downed alien ship in Gravity Falls. He's been more or less harvesting new weapons to fight Steven. But he did the other thing is the reason why he's doing that is because when they they parted ways last time, Mason had to swear that he would never use those cluster weapons again, because he was hurting gems. And if he kept it up, they'd come after him. So he's so I'm fine with not. I've got enough on back. I swore. Mason tells Mabel, I swore I'd never make more cluster-based weapons. I didn't say I'd get rid of the ones I got stockpiled. So he's got more than enough to have stockpiled for another fight. But in case he does run out, he's now harvesting the alien tech to assist in his fight against Steven and any other gem that may come near him. Now, the other thing is that he's fully aware that the crystal gems are outnumber him, so he has all the rest of the Pines family, the Pines clan has been basically also been going through survival training as well. They're just now training out in the woods. Mason's now out training with the Manitors again. He's also learning skills from Wendy and Ford and Stan. He's more or less Mabel pulls him aside, you want to fight him again. You want to fight him. You want to fight Steven again. You beat him. What more do you want? You proved that you could kill him. That's I think that's enough. You need to stop, dude. You won. There's no shame in saying you beat him. He knows you can beat him now. There's no reason to keep this up. And Mason goes, no, because I need to stay sharp in case he does go rogue. I need to stay on top of him, because if the moment I slip up and the moment he goes nuts, there's no one on Earth who could stop him. There's probably no one on Earth, not no one there could be strong enough superheroes, and Mabel makes this point. There's literally a whole list of superheroes that could stop Steven if he theoretically did go batshit crazy. The guy in Amityville, the guy in Amity Park, the robot from Tremerton, the fucking ninja in Norrisville. There's a list of people who are more qualified to deal with Steven if he ever went bonkers. You don't need to do this. For the love of God, I can't. And Mason just says to her, say what you really want to say, Mabel. And she goes, I don't want to see you die. I don't want to see... Like, if he does go... You want... Like, it's a miracle you beat him last time. And maybe that's the reason why you beat him was because he was holding back. What if the next time you fight him, he's not holding back? Like, what if, like that theory of you saying Steven's mentally unstable and he'll go nuts, what if the next time you're not ready for that? What happens the next time when you... when he is like off his rocker, what's gonna happen when you fight him when he's not pulling his punches? And he's like, then I'm not gonna pull my punches either. And he's just like, yeah, that's what's gonna happen, is that he won't pull his punches, I won't pull my punches. That's basically what's gonna happen. So of course Mabel talks to Wendy about this, thinking that she'll knock some sense into him. And she's like, you gotta talk him out of this, because he's training like crazy. He's convinced that we're just going to fight it. We're going to, there's going to be some war between the universes and the Pines. Like, this is not fucking Hatfield and McCoy's, Wendy. You have gotta talk him out of it. You've just gotta tell him to put this shit away. Okay? And she's like, you think that's what's going to happen? You think, like... He's just like, you think it's going to stop with... And then, well, let me back up. Wendy basically is like, yeah, Steven is crazy and Dipper may be the only person who can stop him. And then when Mabel goes, you think it's going to stop with Steven? You know what my brother is capable of when he's got his mind set on something. He is going to target, even if he does kill Steven, he is going to focus on every superhero on this goddamn planet. If he gets his way, he's going to think every superhero is a threat and be like some goddamn serial killer of superheroes. You have got to stop him before he gets arrested or killed by someone. Wendy, for the love of God, talk to him. So Wendy at this point realizes, oh shit, my boyfriend is not going to just fucking quit. So she immediately goes, excuse me. She's like, oh my god, Mason's never going to stop, so I need to go talk to him. They talk. Meanwhile, while this is going on, during this backdrop of Steven and the battle lines being reformed, there's someone basically in the shadows going, this is going to be fun, because I could knock Steven Universe off the board with a little help. So in here, this figure more or less unleashes another gem beast in Gravity Falls. Just lets it loose like fucking Doomsday. But here's the thing: it transforms back to a regular gem and still goes nuts on everyone. Yeah, and Steven takes it not Steven, but Dipper's the first to go out and fight it, and he actually fucking shoots it, shoots the gem, shatters it, and that's right over at the exact same time that Steven shows up with the crystal gems, and Dipper's like, oh, it's funny that you guys just show up right after one of your rogue gems gets loose in my town. Funny how that works. Did I not kick your ass hard enough last time? And Steven's like, we didn't know about this. Someone took one of our gems and corrupted them. We didn't know that, this is a setup. And he's like, oh, sure it is. Take your shit and go. But, of course, Dipper's not letting this go, even after the gems leave, and he's already, gearing up for another fight. And this time Steven's like, yeah, I know he's gearing up for another fight. I know he is probably more than likely gearing up for another round. This time I'm going to be ready. So he starts training with Jasper more, And Jasper's not only teaching him like new powers and like new move sets and whatever, but he's also teaching Steven like how to like counter some hand-to-hand combat, because she basically tells him, I saw that last fight you and that human had. You let him win because you basically just let him win because you relied way too much on your powers. That can't happen again. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, the story. So this time Steven's learning more hand-to-hand combat, in the most painful way possible. But when the gems try to step in, Steven like forbids them from stepping in. Connie's now getting worried and is also concerned about Steven's health physically and mentally. So she tries to make a peace offering back in Gravity Falls, and is like. But she gets in touch with Wendy. Wendy's the first one to pick up the phone, and she's like, "Hi, this is Connie. I'm Steven's girlfriend." And Wendy goes, "You and me got to talk right now. If you are who you say you are, you and me got to talk like uno momento." So the two have this conversation of like, the people we love the most in this planet are on a collision course to try to kill each other again. And God help me, I think they're going to do it this time. So they're trying to devise a way to do this, but the guy in the shadows is basically cuts the line and kidnaps both of them, but not without a fight. Obviously, it's Wendy and Connie. They're gonna put up a fucking fight. But unfortunately, they get overpowered and taken away, and of course, the blame is placed on both. Now, Steven and Dipper are not idiots that realizing there's no way, like, they're like the other one's crazy, but like they're not gonna just kidnap him like a goddamn supervillain. So there's someone else at play. But I'm like Steven wants to like. They already know we're not gonna work together. Like that's the thing. Like they already know we're not gonna work together. So Steven goes to Dipper. He goes to him and is like, "Listen, man. Our girlfriends are in danger. Like, you and me can't fight. Like, we have got to work together in this. And Dipper goes, "You know, I'm glad you came to me because I was going to find you." And he's like, "To team up?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to kill you this time." And he just whips out he just has this rifle he's hiding under like a desk. He grabs it and just fires it at Steven, who gets a shield on him. In the last second, it shatters because it's a cluster point bullet. And yeah, fights on because Dipper reveals that guy already came. The guy who like kidnapped our girlfriends. Yeah, that motherfucker came to me first and said, "If I want Wendy back alive, I gotta kill you." And I'm more at peace with that. Like, I don't like the idea of teaming up with doing the dirty work of a villain, and if I get the chance, I'll kill him too, but, if I get to I gotta kill you first, that's fine. And so Steven and Dipper have another fight. During all this, the Pines, like, Stan, Ford, Mabel, and the Crystal Gems are trying to, like, they first try to break up the fight, but then they realize those two are going to get it. Like, the only way we can stop it is one of them has to stop it, so we can just mitigate the damage. So all through Gravity Falls, the two just have it out, and yeah. And at this point, like Mabel and the Pines family and the Gems have to like, let's go find the twin. Like, let's go find Connie and Wendy, and eventually they do find them. And they were kidnapped by someone. They don't know who, and they were just taken somewhere. Like, they were just taken somewhere else, like just a little bunker, not too far away from Gravity Falls. And yeah, the fight continues, but this time Steven is ready for whatever Dipper has in store, and the two and Dipper's like, "Oh shit, he's actually learned from the last time." And this is time when he activates a thing called Protocol S. And Protocol S is basically like that alien tech he was harvesting from that downed ship is a fucking mech suit he could use to go Iron Man on his ass. So, yeah. fortunately, long story short, Steven does win this fight. And Steven's like, if I gotta kill you, like, you talked about killing me, maybe it'd be better off if I'm the one who killed you. And, of course, Connie and Wendy Wendy throws herself on top of Dipper, is like, don't you touch him. And Connie, like, talks him down, and Steven goes, oh shit, I'm literally everything he said I was. And by the end of it, they decide to part ways, but he's like, I don't want to see you again, dude. I don't want to, like, yeah, they pretty much leave on unfriendly terms. So, yeah, by the end of it, the guy who was watching it was Black Hat. Yeah, Black Hat was the one who was orchestrating this second fight, and he was kind of hoping they both kill each other, but then he's like, actually, like, I was hoping they'd kill each other, but I got the data I needed. Flood, did you get the data? Yeah, you did? Okay, good. And what data did he get? Have to find out, because, yeah, Hunter asked me to make this a trilogy, so you'll have to wait until next time, until you get part 3. So, thanks to Hunter Johnson for this video, and you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Steven v. Dipper 2? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know, and as always, if you would like to have a request done here on YouTube, just hit the link below to my Patreon, and hit the 4th tier, where you guys can not only send me requests to do here on YouTube, but also you can check out the exclusive content over there. I just did a new crossover pairing video, a non-comic lineup featuring the Legion of Doom, and I just posted my review of The Batman on there, so to go check that out. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.